Let's look at a next question. This time I am not giving you the rectangle. We are directly taking the final step, which is a quadratic expression, and using that we need to factorize it. Okay, it's on the screen for you. It says x squared plus 14x plus 48. Now that is the question. So this is the final value, like that one, x squared plus 8x plus 15. So this is like that. Our aim is to find the length and width of the rectangle. Okay, right. How do we go? We look at the last term always, including the sign. So that's 48. Now I'm looking for all the factors of 48. So that's a rough column there. Let's look for the factors of 48. 48 is there. Now I'm going for the factors. Starting from 1, please. 1 times 48 gives me 48. If I take 2, maybe 2 times 24 is a 48. Okay. Let's study carefully, please. 3 table also goes, right? So 3 times 3 ones 3, 3 times 16 is 48. So 1 48, 2 24, 3 16, 4 also goes. So it's a 4 times 12, 48. Look, there are so many factors there. Then I do have 5, no. 6 table, yes. So it's a 6 times 8, 48. After that, well, it will be 12 times 4, 16 times 3, and 24 times 2, up to 48 times 1. Now, our aim is to choose one of those factor pairs, either that or that or that or that, you know. I must get the middle number as a 14. So let's go and check. 48 add 1, no. 24 add 2, no. 16 3, no. 12 4 will be 16, but we are looking for 14. So we've got a 6 and 8. Study carefully. 6 add 8 gives me 14. So that should have been a 6x, that should have been 8x to make it into 14x. And when you multiply those two numbers, 6 times 8, I do get the 48. So that's the objective when you actually solve the question. So what I do now, I copy the first term the same, which is x squared, and I'm going to split the middle 14x into 2 parts, right? One is going to be a plus 6x and the second one is going to be 8x, right? So 6x plus 8x gives me 14x, and the last term 48 comes back, so that's a 48. Okay, now 4 terms. From 3 terms we got 4 terms because we split the middle term. Please understand, those two add up to that and multiply together to get the last term. Once you get the 4 terms, we are looking at a common factor as we did in the last question. What is common between x squared and 6x? Come on, x is common, right? So x is common, and inside the bracket what do I get? X goes into x squared, x times n plus 6. Okay, x goes into 6x 6 times. In the next step, the next one, now that sign comes back. Please watch, that plus sign always comes back. If it's minus, you do get. Now 8x and 48, what is common? 2 is common, 4 is common, but we look at the maximum one. Maximum is 8. So 8 is common, and inside the bracket I will be getting x, because that x is left out, plus 8 goes into 48 6 times. Right, people? So once again, please understand, these two brackets are same, x plus 6 and x plus 6. Just as in our last case, the x plus 3s are same, and now x plus 6s are same. So once you get to that step, you simply have to put 2 brackets. One will be the length and one will be the width. The one that is common, write it down first, which is x plus 6, because it's common in both. In the next step, or next bracket, I will be getting x and 8 with a plus 8, please. The left outs come in the next bracket. So that x and plus 8. So basically what happened was, this became the length of the rectangle, that became the width of the rectangle. That's what it actually means. Okay, so our question is to factorize. The question was x squared plus 14x plus 48. We looked at the factors of 48. We split the middle term into two numbers such that those two add up to 14 and multiply together to get 48. We factorized and in the end we got length and width. That's all it is. It's quite simple to do. But there is a shortcut. We actually go for the shortcut. You don't need to do all 4 steps for every sum. But this is the actual meaning. Okay? Now, let's look at few questions or the same question. Let's go for a shortcut now. That is the question. I took my 48, looked at the factors. I got 6 and 8. So compare your final answer. Plus 6 plus 8. So by looking at the question, we can directly write down the length and width of the rectangle if we know the first step. Okay, right. Let's quickly solve a few questions by shortcut only, please, right? We'll be looking at the shortcut only. There we go. Question number 3 or 4 or 5, I don't care. Let's just copy it. X squared plus 7x. And then I have say plus 12. Okay, that is the question. Now, how do we do this without actually going for all the 4 or 5 steps? You need to think. Think about the factors of the last number there, 12. Okay, the factors of 12, please. The factors of 12 are 1 and 12, we know, and then 2 table, 2n and a 6, we know. 3 table, yes, goes 3 and f4. Now, which factor pair you actually choose to get 7, the middle number 7? So you choose 2 numbers there that add up to 7 and multiply to get 12. So that's quite clear. We'll look at 3 and 4. So basically it's a plus 3 and a plus 4 to get plus 7, multiply together to get plus 12. So basically you just put two brackets. One stands for the length and the second stands for the width. So write your x and x, and we look for the 2 factors which we got, 3 and 4. One is x plus 3 and the next one is x plus 4. That's all you need to do. So you don't need to go for all the 4 steps that we did in the last question. Okay, this is how you can actually solve. So that's the length of the rectangle, that's the width of the rectangle, and your question was nothing but the area of the rectangle. Okay, let's solve few questions. Can you copy with me, please? Right, question number 1. Try x squared plus 6x plus 9. Okay, as you solve, I will write these sums down and we check the answers later. Question number 2. K squared, don't panic, it doesn't have to be x. K squared plus 7k plus 12. Oh, sorry, plus say 10. Okay, plus 10. Question number 3. You can copy and solve, please. Don't waste time. M squared plus 9m plus 20. Question number 4. P squared plus 11p plus 30. Okay, those are the 4 sums you got as a simple exercise for you to do. Complete them and then check the answers, please. You don't need to watch. You can put it on pause and then solve. Now, I'm going to give you the 2 factors. Okay, now this is how it is. The first one, question number 1, please. After you finish, then only you need to check. Got 2 factors there. 9 factors are 3 times 3, 9. 3 plus 3 will be 6. So that should be x plus 3 and another x plus 3. Okay. The next one is 10. I'm looking for the factors of 10. 5 times 2, 10. 5 add 2 gives me 7. So my 2 factors, which is the length and width of the rectangle, is actually 5 and 2 there. So it's a x plus 5 in one bracket and x plus 2 in the other bracket. The next one, which is m squared plus 9m plus 20. I'm going for the factors of 20, please. Factors of 20 are many there. Please check.